it's the final show of the series, kids. But we begin tonight with a double celebration as BP have finally stopped the oil leak. Yes. And this week they've also got rid of this embarrassing pollution. There he is. Yeah. BP this week have been forced to dump their boss, Tony Hayward, and replace him with someone more popular with the American public. Yes, folks, after 3 months and 4 million barrels of oil on a beach, they finally handed Tony Hayward his BP 45, which is basically like a P45, but they give you 12 million quid to fuck off. He's a Tiger Woods, isn't he, of the oil business? He covers thousands of birds in filth, and he still makes millions of quid. I remember the good old days when if you wanted to ruin the image of a British institution, become hated by the public, and then when you haven't got a leg to stand on, walk away with 12 million quid, you used to have to marry Paul McCartney. Let's put it in context, right? Tony Hayward, 11 men dead and 4 million barrels of oil into the sea, 12 million quid payoff. Michael Barrymore, 1 man dead and some baby oil in the swimming pool. No money, career over. To me, that doesn't seem fair because, let's be honest, neither man was actually on board when the drilling took place. They're also saying this week, were BP involved in the release of the Lockerbie bomber? I don't know, but I'm kind of hoping they were. Otherwise, what do they want us to believe? That BP won a 500 million quid oil contract in Libya because of their fucking health and safety record? Apparently the Scottish government released the Lockerbie bomber because he looked like he only had 3 months to live. Come on, everybody in Scotland looks like they've only got 3 months to live. Susan Boyle, it's actually 14. They reckon he's actually got prostate cancer, but I don't believe that. If they had, I reckon they would have picked it up a lot sooner. I'm no expert, but I would have thought if you spent 20 years in a Glasgow jail, you'd be getting your prostate checked on a pretty regular basis. Well, the BP oil spill isn't the only pollution this week. No. In the south of France, there were more sickening pictures of filthy birds about to be washed up on the beach. Yes, there we go. Paris Hilton has been on holiday in Saint-Tropez. Already the wildlife is under threat. If you think oil is hard to get out of a pelican, try getting KY jelly off a beaver. They've actually tried to stem the filth by putting a cap on it. But that didn't work either, but it could have been worse. It's not as if she actually stuck the cap on and then started goose-stepping around pretending to be a Nazi on a boat. The excuse that the PR gave was that she was just dancing with one arm in the air while scratching her face. Come on. At least give us an excuse that we might believe. If they were to say that she was waving at a guy while wiping his jizz off her top lip. All right, we're all... So, folks, it's time now for our celebrity news from a man so pretty, most of his Facebook friends are 45-year-old men trying to groom him. Yes. At a gig last night, he was injured when he was hit in the face by a pair of women's knickers. The woman was still wearing them at the time. Please welcome Jack Whitehall!
Entertainment news, yes. What's been on the TV this week? We had Tom Cruise on Top Gear. Who watched Tom Cruise on Top Gear? Yeah. It was brilliant, wasn't it? this amazing thing for those of you that didn't see it, where they showed Tom Cruise what he'd be like if he was more irritating and less talented. Yeah. Tom, this is Richard Hammond. Sorry. Tom, this is Richard Hammond. Emmerdale, they got in trouble, right, because there was a close-up camera, and on it there was a shopping list, and on the shopping list it had the words jam rags and Piles cream, and they were like, oh, this is outrageous, this is a disgrace, it's setting a bad example. Oh, grow up. It's a soap. They have no moral obligation. It's not like we're in America, where the soaps genuinely feel that they have a kind of moral obligation to get across a good message. Because I watched an American soap the other day, it was Gossip Girl, this thing Gossip Girl, yeah. Obviously, I got onto it by accident. I was trying to find a manly film, you know, so something on Bravo. Danny Dye's top 10 ways to punch a dog. But so I stumbled across this Gossip Girl shit, and at the end of it, every week, Gossip Girl, who's a fashion blogger, comes up at the end with this voiceover, and it's the most vacuous moral message you've ever heard. It's always like, so, what have we learned this week? I think what we've learned is that BFF friends aren't necessarily BFF friends forever. OMG, YTF, Gossip Girl, XOX. Imagine if they tried to pull that shit on Emmerdale. You get to the end of the episode, you just got Marlon Dingle in his pants, sat in a pigsty, drinking cider out of a Wellington boot. Oh, what have I learned this week? I think I've learned that a pig will always have a curly dick, even if you put it in a wig. But my favourite story this week, definitely, is that Richard Desmond, the former pornographer, has bought Channel 5. Yeah, he's the guy that owns the Daily Star and the Daily Express. So it'll be interesting to see what programmes Channel 5 starts showing now. You know, what topless, sexy glamour girls miss most about Princess Diana. And to that end, when I heard that Richard Desmond was buying Channel 5, I decided I'm going to get a TV guide and I'm going to have a little look at what he's got to work with. And lo and behold, this Tuesday night, I found a gem. Up against EastEnders at the 7:30 time slot. EastEnders, the most popular television show on British television, the most highly rated soap. In the last 10 years, Channel 5 have decided to air a repeat of a show called Michaela Strachan's Zoo Babies. I'm not making this up. Which this week includes a raccoon giving birth to its first litter, a ruffled lemur suffers complications when its labour becomes overdue. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the zoo, a skunk has a miscarriage. What? You are taking on EastEnders with animal-based midwifery. You are essentially throwing a skunk stillborn at the rich tapestry of the nation's favourite soap. What the hell are you expecting? Families that have religiously watched EastEnders for the last 10 years just sat at home on a Tuesday night in front of the television. Dave, do you mind if we turn over to EastEnders now, seeing as I haven't missed an episode in nearly 10 years? Oi, shite slag! I'm watching Michaela Strachan perform a caesarean on an otter. I reckon the only way anyone would ever want to watch Channel 5, the only reason to watch it, is for one thing and one thing alone, and that's those police camera shows. Oh yeah. Because Channel 5 show the American versions of police camera action. All the other channels, they got the British ones, which are rubbish, because the American ones work because the voiceover guy is not only massively biased, but really aggressive with it. On the UK ones, we've got like Alistair Stewart, who's the poshest, nicest, most charming man in the world. And he voices over the footage, he's like, oh, look at this gentleman. He's driving at nearly 2 miles per hour over the speed limit in his automobile. Let's hope in the future he's less of a silly Billy. Cut to the American guy. Look at this jackass! He just robbed the liquor store and now he's bombing down the highway the wrong way. When the feds catch up with him, he's gonna get 10 in the pen, and when he's in that prison, I hope he gets bummed the wrong way. To Alistair Stewart. Oh dear, I hope this man in the future learns to drive with a little bit more caution and tact for his fellow road users. I hope this guy dies of cancer of the ass. I hope this guy one day gets an MBE. I hope this guy gets Emmy so he falls asleep at the wheel, crashes his car into a dam, which then floods Mexico. Alistair Stewart signs off jauntily with, well, look after yourselves, drivers, and each other. Meanwhile, the American guy already cocking his gun. He's got his cowboy boot to the neck of some 14-year-old joyrider that he's now making suck off his shotgun before blowing his head off, kicking it into the freeway, and signing off with, don't fuck with America, America! That's all we got time for this week. You guys have been lovely. Thanks Thanks very much. Good night.
Let's hear it one more time. Jack Whitehall, come on, there we go. Okay, folks, it's time now for our weekly sports report from a man who has just been voted Scotland's third fittest man. Yeah, behind the Lockerbie bomber and Susan Boyle. Please welcome Kevin Bridges.
Thank you. Yes, I'm Scotland's third fittest man. I'm 23 years old. You love me, thank you. The third fittest man is also a fanny magnet. Thank you there. So it is a pleasure to be here. This is my final sports report in what has been a sensational week in the world of sport. Absolutely nothing has happened. We had county championship cricket. Did anybody watch the county championship cricket this week? Did you watch the Middlesex-Sussex game? The Division 2? You missed a fucking classic. It lasted for 5 days and ended in a draw. The game sparked into life though. A cricket fan was struck in the chest by a black rock, and after studying and analysing the black rock, him and his mate came to the conclusion it was a meteorite. There's the lads there. A meteorite. I think that highlights the class difference between cricket fans and fans of other sports. No, the guy was struck in the chest by a rock, and his initial reaction was to pick it up, study and analyse it. And he's decided to donate the rock to university astrophysicists for further examination. Now, you'd never get that at a football game. If a football fan was struck in the chest by a black rock, there would be mayhem. Who the fuck just chucked that? Now, that rock would not be donated to university astrophysicists. That rock would be returned in the direction that it came from. Followed by V signs and a hamburger, cigarette lighters, a plastic seat. It's 2 weeks until the Premiership starts, a real sport. Football starts. 9 Premiership teams have banned the Vuvuzela from their stadiums. Now we're going to see the end of the Vuvuzela, at least until Christmas, when Sony release Vuvuzela Hero for the PlayStation. Christmas Day, the whole family sat there, well, let's play Vuvuzela Hero. Try square and then try circle. I've got the cheats, right? R2 down, square, circle, and X twice. If your granddad jumping up from his chair with a newspaper, a fucking bumblebee in December. Foreigners are being blamed for the demise of youth development in English football. There's all the big teams like Man City spending loads of money on foreign players, and there's not enough youth guys. I don't blame the foreigners for the poor youth development. I blame the coaches. I've got a cousin that plays under-10s football, and I went to one of his matches, and I blame the managers. You get these guys on the sidelines who coach under-10s teams. The guy, they think they're like Jose Mourinho. He's got the coat on, holding a clipboard. He's got his initials stitched into his coat. A Bluetooth headset on so he can communicate with his assistant manager who's at the other side of the park buying fags from the ice cream van. And the abuse they shout at young 10-year-olds getting dogs abuse off these guys. Like, Josh, you need to pass that ball, Josh. Josh, clear it, just kick it out of the park. Josh, fuck you, Josh. You're a disgrace, no wonder your mum and dad are alcoholics, Josh. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. Good night. Cheers.
Still to come, Rich Hall, Andi Osho, and our very special guest, Mr. Steve Hughes. Welcome back. Still to come, we have the wonderful Andi Osho and our special guest this evening, the fabulous Steve Hughes. Now, as you know, on this show, we like to treat our comedians like some people treat their drugs. When we can't grow enough at home, we like to import some stronger stuff from abroad. Our next act has been smuggled in this evening up my arse, but he's still the best gear this side of Montana. Please welcome Mr. Rich Hall.
For the last 5 weeks or so, I've had to come out and talk about the things going on in the world. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'm upping the ante. Tonight, I'm talking about things going on in the universe. Yeah. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Because as you probably all know, the Miss Universe contest is coming up again. But why is the winner of the Miss Universe contest always from Earth? I think there might be a fix or something. Why is there never some big bag of protoplasm from Glias 481 or something? With nice tits. I've seen water vapor on Venus that's sexier than women from Wales. Oh, I'm kidding. I'm fucking kidding. Excuse me. There's no water vapor on Venus. You know, I'm not sure that Brits are that interested in the universe, but Americans are obsessed with finding other forms of life. That's why we have space programs. Britain has a space program. It's got a budget of 812 pounds. We call our spacecraft things like Challenger, Gemini, yours, Beagle. Call it the Beagle. Give it a name in case we lose it, you know, no one will get upset. A little sign up somewhere, Lost Beagle. If found, please contact Britain. Because I don't think Brits give a fuck if there's life on other planets or not. Americans want to find life on other planets so we can plunder all the metallurgical rights. Brits, they don't give a... The British attitude is this: let them find us. 2,000 years. Little island off the continent of Europe. Good luck parking, fuckface. There were scientists in Seattle, ladies and gentlemen, who spent 4 years, a team of scientists in Seattle, Washington, spent 4 years weighing the planet. Why? And then they re-weighed it. And they found out that that they were wrong. Apparently, the planet doesn't weigh 5,978 trillion tons, like we all thought it did. It only weighs 5,972 trillion tons, so be careful putting stuff down. Look, I don't care how much the planet weighs. I just want to know how long the planet's going to last. And apparently, if we don't do something real soon, we're not going to be around too long. And I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, maybe the planet is heating up, maybe it isn't, but I fucking don't want to perish because of global warming or the so-called greenhouse effect, which is just a pussified way for mankind to perish, isn't it? Do you really want to be found by other life forms just fried and charred like some critter? Just going, hey, what happened to these people? They look like old chips. Yeah, it's a greenhouse effect. What? Greenhouse effect? How does that kill you? You ever been in a greenhouse? Feel threatened for 1 second? Boy, if they were to lock all these doors and windows, how long could I survive surrounded by all this fresh fruit and vegetable? This is disgusting. Wow. It's crazy. Anyway, science is important when it actually benefits you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Good. Otherwise, waste of time and money, and who gives a shit, right? I don't want to perish. I want to survive. I believe in humans. I believe in the human effort. But then you start to think, holy fuck, how are humans ever going to get together and survive? It's going to come down to one person. One amazing individual is going to find out a way to stop global warming. It's not going to be a group of people, because a group of scientists have never fucking achieved anything. Because groups of people just fuck things up. Which is why your toilet at home is clean and the one at King's Cross is a total fucking shithole. So I will leave you with this bit of advice that I've learned in my life, ladies and gentlemen. Take it or leave it for what it's worth. A lot of times in your life as a scientist, someone's going to tell you that the greatest invention ever was the wheel. And it's not. The greatest invention ever is the second wheel. Because have you ever seen someone on a unicycle? What a fucking asshole. Thank you.
One more time, Rich Hall. There we go. Okay, time now for our internet news from a woman who has come across more sick freaks and inbred weirdos than the booker of the Jeremy Kyle show. Yes, over the last 6 weeks, she's had to pour through so much filth that even her computer mouse now wears 2 condoms. Please welcome Andi Osho.
What's the WTF on the WWW this week? Well, Swedish archaeologists have found an 8,000-year-old dildo. Yeah. Didn't see that on Jurassic Park, eh? Unless I missed Jurassic Park 4, The Hunt for Hot Cock. Typical of the sex-obsessed Swedes, isn't it? That, you know, elsewhere on the continent, people would have been trying to, you know, desperately discover fire or invent the wheel. What they've done basically is converted their caves into saunas and been chiseling rocks into double-enders. It's ridiculous. Their time team would be pretty amazing, don't you think? So, Sven, what have you discovered? Well, I've discovered a pterodactyl sucking off a brontosaurus. Fantastic. And Sven, what have you got? Well, nothing. I'm just masturbating. This week's internet knob is a man who robbed a New York bank dressed as Darth Vader. This, right, is it the geezer's gone the whole hog and worn the full outfit? Do you know what I mean? If you're robbing a bank, all you need is the mask. The cape, bruv, that's just for you. Do you think he was at home just going, too much? Not enough. He's gone in already with the gun drawn, but there's a queue. He's gonna have to wait his turn. Do you know what I mean? To cashier number 4, please come. Sorry, I just really, I really want it to be the real Darth Vader. Like he goes in there and he's like, you know, I've lost my job, I can't see my kids, and my home was destroyed by rebel forces. So put the money in the fucking bag. Now, there was a time when if somebody did something stupid, only the people there would know what they'd done. But thanks to the internet, we're now able to enjoy people's stupidity over and over and over again. So for this, YouTube, I salute you.
Stand down.
Yes, yes.
Stand, please.
Yeah, me too. Does anyone actually feel sorry for him? You're just wishing he'd headbutted it. But,
Miss Steve Hughes here. Don't go away. Welcome back to Stand Up for the Week, where it's now time for the chair. This week is our final show of the series, and this summer is also the final Big Brother ever. And so, and so we welcome a woman who went from an unknown to the winner of Celebrity Big Brother, back to an unknown. Please welcome Chantelle. There we go. So Chantelle, you basically know how this works. I pay tribute to you for 2 minutes, and then at the end, we give you a little bit of time to come back and say whatever you want about yourself or me. Are we okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. Your 2 minutes starts now. Chantelle is a beautiful girl. It's no surprise that her first job was a model. Her first photo appearance was in a magazine called Motorcycle News, yes. A mag filled with pictures of dirty old bikes. Chantelle was, of course, the winner of Celebrity Big Brother, yes. The year that Michael Barrymore came second, it was the first time that Barrymore had ever come behind a woman. Big Brother, of course, has given us some unforgettable characters over the years. There was that twat with Tourette's, there was the girl who shagged the wine bottle, and who can forget the Portuguese bird that may or may not have had a cock. Before Big Brother, Chantelle worked as a Paris Hilton lookalike, a job where you just have to look like a ditzy cock-loving slapper. It was once reported that Chantelle was a millionaire, which means we're very, very lucky this evening, because tonight we're paying her 65 quid and a case of WKD. But Chantelle is not just a pretty face. No, in 2006 she achieved a lifetime ambition when she wrote her autobiography. Her next ambition is to learn how to read it. So Chantelle, we must finally thank Big Brother, the show where even the winners are losers, yes? One of the greatest shows that this country has never produced, and one that could only be improved this series by including Raoul Moat as a guest. So, yes, here's to Big Brother, the show that gives people like you the chance to make their dreams come true. As long as those dreams are to be ridiculed by the public, flash your tits in Nuts magazine and be jizzed on by a Premiership footballer. Chantelle, the stage is yours to respond in whatever way you want.
At least I had a career 2 years ago.
Anything that you're up to at the minute, if you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, I've just launched a campaign with PETA, actually, to make people aware of the risks of eating meat.
Okay.
Well, I feel really bad now, because I don't think it was that bad on me.
You don't think it was that bad?
No, I don't.
I'm not going to lie. I know where I'm going at the weekend in order to chat up birds. Keep it a good sport. Give it up one more time for Chantelle. Okay, it's time now to introduce our closing act this evening. He's the closing act of the series. We know you're going to love him. He's not talking about the news. He's just going to make you laugh. Would you please put your hands together and welcome Mr. Steve Hughes?
All right. You just witnessed the beginning of the apocalypse. Thank you, sir. I'm actually originally from Australia, and it's good to be here. I've been here about 10 years, and been here for the summer. The summer has been fucking brilliant this year, here in London. 2 weeks of fucking sun, and I'm not being patronising, it's fucking excellent. And No, it is, because actually you have a better summer than Australia, because it's actually bearable. You know, in fucking Australia, it's hot as fucking shit, you understand? For months at a time, and then Europeans go, how come the Aboriginals didn't build anything? Because it's hot as fucking shit. You understand? You want to build a castle? Fuck that, I'm going to the beach. What are you fucking talking about? I used to live in Manchester, which I like a lot. I don't know if anyone's from North up here, and it's cool up there. I like it. Sorry, darling. Birmingham. Well, it's Midlands. We're talking fucking north, mate. Manchester. And I lived in the right in the city there, and right in the Canal Street, and which is the gay part of Manchester. It's a very openly gay scene up in Manchester. It's very cool. But this fella, it's quite a strange thing. This fella in Manchester, he came up to me one day and he goes, you know, if you wear an earring in your right ear, which I do. He said, in England, that means you're gay. It's fucking weird, it does. Well, it's weird, mate. See, in Australia, it's when you got your cock in another man's ass. Fucking oath, you got a lot of catching up to do. And I'll admit I've got some homophobic friends. No, none of us are supposed to be like that anymore because of the age of political correctness, which is actually intellectual colonialism and psychological fascism for the creation of thought crime. But I've got some homophobic friends, and they're very funny, and a lot of people go, what, they're homophobic? Well, they shouldn't be. Well, they are. Well, they should stop it. Well, they're not. Well, they should. Well, you go and tell them. I mean, they're not mental cases, my mates. They don't hit gay men. They're not waiting in the woods with a crossbow. They're not fucking insane. They just don't like it, and that's the fucking deal. And they're very funny, mate. One of my mates especially, he's my age and he still can't deal with it. He's tried, but I saw him about a month ago and he's still freaking out. I don't like him, mate. I don't like him. I'm going, who? He goes, the poofters, mate. The gays, mate. I don't like them. I said, why not, mate? He goes, I'll tell you why not. Because they're not real men. And they're not tough. They're not tough. Huh? They fuck men. That's hardly gay. What do straight men want? Ooh, I want a woman. Soft and feminine. What do you want, Dave? I want to fuck a bloke. I want a big, strong bloke to fuck me in the ass. Is that a bit tough for you and your pussy-loving mates? Is it? Fuck you, because we want cock, son. Cock! Yeah, you go and play with your girly tits, you fucking gay lord. Go on. Straight! It's the new gay. Oh, which it is. I know it is. We live in the corporate age where no men are left. I've seen young straight fellas wandering around these days. You've seen them. You know them, don't you? The ones with their little pre-ripped jeans and their Tony and Guy haircuts. They're thinking they understand women because they bought a belt. Have you seen them? You know who I'm talking about, don't you? Women know who I'm talking about. They come up to them all the time. Hi, how are you? I just want to say... Fuck it. Pull your trousers up, you stupid prick. Now... Thank you. It's not just me developing hate in the street. You suck and see your underwear, you fuckwit. I mean, I don't hate them, really. I don't hate them. They're just fucking guys, and they've been stripped of their testicles because of the corporate entity. And I see them in the gym, the poor little bastards. I do feel sorry for them because they're in there, you know, and they're working out, but then they're in the dressing rooms and it takes them months to get out of there because they're all gelled up and shaved up and moisturised. Which is a good thing, maybe, because, you know, if I was going to fuck a guy, that's how I'd want him. So... Well, you don't want some fat, hairy mutant hanging over you. Football! Ooh. You don't want that. You want some crisp, minty chap, don't you? Smooth and tight like a lozenge. Have a brilliant night. Thank you.
Let's hear it one more time. Come on, it's Mr. Steve Hughes, yeah? That is it for this week, folks, and for the series. We will see you very soon with more stand-up for the week. I'm Patrick Keelty. Thank you very much. Good night. Thank you. Cheers.
I saw her at a charity concert recently. She came out wearing this T-shirt, HIV positive. It's meant to encourage a positive attitude towards HIV and AIDS. Didn't work. Didn't make me think, well, I'm gonna have a far more positive attitude towards that condition now. No, it just made me think, didn't want to have sex with her anyway.